Good morning everyone and welcome to my channel English Literature. Today we'll talk about Wyatt and Surrey. We have planned that we'll talk about Elizabethan literature in parts. When we'll talk about Elizabethan poetry, we'll talk about Sonnet and then Turtle's Miscellany, Wyatt and Surrey, and then Spenser, Sidney, Shakespeare and other poets and their works. Even their works we'll discuss separately, like Fairy Queen, Astrophel and Stella, Arcadia, Shepherd's Calendar. So it is a vast area and we have to break the parts to read them in details because you cannot skip any point. So if you have to read in details and keep everything in your head, you have to break it like small pieces and keep the information in your mind. So that's why I am breaking them in so several parts, because Wyatt and Surrey means English sonnet, Wyatt and Surrey means Turtle's Miscellany. So when Sonnet and Turtle's Miscellany is finished, why again Wyatt and Surrey? You can think. But I feel that we must have a general knowledge about Wyatt and Surrey, because being a sonneteer or because from some of their poems published in Turtle's Miscellany, they had some separate identity and we have to explore those identities. Thomas Wyatt and Surrey. The names of Wyatt and Surrey are permanently linked together with the history of Renaissance or early Elizabethan literature, particularly poetry. They belong to the Tudor period. So Wyatt and Surrey belong to the Tudor period. And Henry Howard or Earl of Surrey. The full name is Henry Howard or Earl of Surrey, 1516 to 1547, and Thomas Wyatt is 1503 to 1542. So he is earlier, he is later. Sir Thomas Wyatt we'll first talk about. He is son of Sir Henry Wyatt of Allington, Kent. He went to St. John's College, Cambridge in 1515. He is favorite of King Henry VIII, appointed on diplomatic missions like Chaucer. And like Chaucer, he visited Italy. Wyatt first initiated Petrarch's form and style in English sonnet. He is again credited for introducing ottava rima. What is ottava rima? It is an Italian stanza form. Okay, it comes from Italy. And like Chaucer, Wyatt was greatly influenced by the Renaissance exponents there, like Petrarch, Dante, Boccaccio, and he just invented ottava rima. And like Chaucer invented rhyme roll, Chaucerian stanza. It is an Italian stanza that is form of 11 syllable lines. So there will be 8 lines and every line there will be 11 syllable. Okay, every line there will be 11 syllable, and in this way 11 syllable, 11 syllable, 11 syllable. In this way there will be 8 lines, total 8 lines. Okay, this is called ottava rima. English using iambic pentameter rather than hendecasyllabic lines. Hendecasyllabic lines. What is hendecasyllabic lines? I have talked details about these features in sonnet. And this ottava rima, that was in Italian stanza and it was 11 syllables, 8 lines. In English, it used as iambic pentameter rather than hendecasyllable lines. Okay. Hendecasyllable means 11 syllable, but iambic pentameter 10 syllable. Wyatt was imprisoned and he witnessed the execution of Anne Boleyn. He died shortly after his release from prison. Surrey, Lord Henry Howard, English nobleman and poet. He is the disciple of Thomas Wyatt. And Thomas Wyatt was senior to him. Thomas Wyatt was born in 1503 and Surrey was born in 1516 or 1517. And very little is known about him. Most probably he was born in 1517 and father was Duke of Norfolk. He occupied a dignified position in court, but he was arrested on frivolous charges. So there is again a similarity between Surrey and Wyatt. But Wyatt was later, he was just get released from the prison, that Surrey was not. He found guilty of treason and he was beheaded on Tower Hill on 18th January, just like Thomas More. Henry VIII's order. So Henry VIII was responsible for the death of Thomas More, and again Henry VIII was responsible for the death of Surrey. Surrey was a soldier and he took part in the military campaign in France in 1545. Surrey improved the verification of Wyatt's sonnets, securing fluency and smoothness. It will not be verification, sorry for my mistake, it will be versification. Okay. It is Wyatt, we all know that it is Wyatt who just wrote so many poems, so many sonnets, more than Surrey. But Surrey improved them, their structure, their fluency, their rhyme scheme, and their smoothness. He translated 2 books of Virgil's Aeneid, where he introduced a blank verse. Though his poems were less numerous, I have already told you that he wrote a less number of poems than Wyatt, those of Wyatt in comparison with, but Surrey's range of subject is broader than Wyatt and others. And in his sonnets, he renovated Wyatt's sonnet style and adapted the form. Actually, English sonnet style that we know, before reading through this Wyatt and Surrey, you must go through the video that is sonnet. You will find it in literary topics. In the folder, in the playlist literary topics, you will find the sonnet. And English sonnet, that is totally different in structure from the Petrarchan sonnet or Italian sonnet. What is in Italian sonnet? In Italian sonnet there will be octave and sestet, but here it is 3 quadrant and a couplet. So this structure of English sonnet was invented by Surrey. And later Shakespeare used that, and it is called Shakespearean sonnet, Shakespearean structure. But actually the credit goes to Surrey. Wyatt and Surrey set a fashion of love lyrics in court. But those poems were generally regarded as the property of the courtiers and nobles. And the manuscripts were circulated at first only among the courtiers and author's friend. And what bring the revolution? Change in this custom, that is Tottel's Miscellany. Tottel's Miscellany, that was published in 1554 by Richard Tottel, it first introduced poetry to the audience, first direct contact with the reader and the writer, common reader, the readers from the common people, and for the first time. And there were 271 poems, and the title Songs and Sonnet. It is actual title is Songs and Sonnets, but as Richard Tottel published it, it is called a Tottel's Miscellany. 15 by Surrey and 27 by Wyatt and some other sonnetiers. So total there was 54, among them 15 by Surrey, 27 by Wyatt sonnets. And there are other poems also apart from the sonnet structure, other song. And what contributed more than 90, probably 97, 98, and whereas Surrey contributed 40. And these numbers are actually the amalgamation of songs and sonnets. So, this is the brief life and works of Wyatt and Surrey. You can, when you read about sonnet and Tottel's Miscellany, there will be a collaborated journey. Wyatt and Surrey, sonnet and Tottel's Miscellany, and they are the part of early Elizabethan literature, or you can say actually it was a part of Henry VIII's reign mostly, because Elizabeth's reign started from 1558 and extended to 1603. But the influence was not, you can terminate influence in one day. So there is the introduction at the early phase, the introduction of new poetic style, lyricism, sonnet, new structure, blank verse. These things were going on to make a broader way for literature and poetry in Elizabethan period. Okay, no more today. Next day we will talk about some other aspect, other poet or writer or poetic work of Elizabethan period.